Welcome to the Kanakajik Institute. Hi, my name is Sarah Hofditz and I'm a senior studying public history at Shippensburg University. For the past 6 weeks, I have been spending my summer mornings working at the Kanakajik Institute in Mercersburg, PA. For those who don't know what the Kanakajik Institute is, it is a large farm homestead originally bought by John Davis during the middle 18th century. This 30-acre piece of property saw the new beginnings of unsure settlers from Europe. As an intern at CI, I was given the role of historical interpreter and gardener. Also, part of my internship, I was tasked to learn what it was like to be a settler on the new frontier. Specifically, a female settler, since there are very few females at CI to interpret women's history during colonial period. While working at CI, there would be days I would have to do activities such as cleaning or gardening in my modern-day clothing. However, those days were rare and few because most of the work that I had done at CI was done in colonial clothing. This clothing was not exactly tailored to me, but I greatly appreciate the fact that there was women's clothing for me to wear during this internship, and that there was people there to create more clothing for me. As one can expect, wearing this type of clothing was not exactly the coolest with the summer heat, but I always tried to make sure that I wore my clothing appropriately and accurately during the time period that we were representing, no matter how hot it may be. My main role for this summer's internship was to help maintain this historical garden. Most homesteads on the frontier had kitchen gardens, and the size depended on the number of family members. These types of gardens were also maintained by the women of the family. So I, and luckily the other interns, were in charge of helping Jacob Davis, not related to the original Davis, plant seeds and weed. Lots and lots and lots of weeding of both the historical garden and of the Three Sisters plot. I was also given the opportunity to develop a women's program for CI. It took me a while to decide upon what I would like to base my program on, but I finally decided to base it on motherhood, because motherhood is an uncommon program to hear about, and I felt like it would be an exciting challenge to take on. This program is available for any age, but does have adult content included into it. When visitors listen to this program, I want them to understand the change of time, how motherhood could be an exciting time, however, a very challenging or potentially deadly thing for a woman to go through. I also want them to contemplate how similar yet different motherhood is compared to today's version. If you would like to learn more about this program, I would gladly save you a seat in the cabin, or even a cradle if you like. There were many other activities I did at CI when the gardening was finished, although it was never really finished, or when I was completely done with my motherhood project. Jacob and Matt believed that I was some wizard at sewing. However, it was at CI when I first learned how to sew, and I always found myself to be a little too impatient to learn. Yet, I found a surprising joy when learning it, and look forward to the future when I can learn more. I would also spend time learning primary sources to better understand the language used and differences in handwriting during colonial times. I also spent a great deal of time in the tavern. It was here where I would interpret the tavern to visitors. This interpretation was not entirely about alcohol, but tavern games. At CI, I learned how to play whist. It's called whist because the game was supposed to be a quiet card game. I also learned cricket. I'm still not the best at it. I blame the shoes. And also graces. Also in the tavern, I managed to cook slippery pot pie for the staff one Saturday, and also learned how to make soap. One of the most shocking things I learned how to do was fire a musket and a rifle. However, none of the knowledge and experience I gained during this internship could have been achieved without the help of Jacob and sometimes Matthew. These two men have shown me a new passion for interpretation and expanding my knowledge. I am thrilled for what these two have in store for CI and cannot wait to assist them if they would desire to have me back. While I may not be there all the time to help, I know that these guys will achieve great things for themselves and CI. I will truly treasure the memories I have created here at CI and use the knowledge I have gained for future projects and jobs.